Do you have a radiator that needs to be painted or repainted? Well, that job is very simple, but it's also very easy to do a bad job. So today on Alley Picked, I have 4 simple tips, but you're going to need to follow these tips carefully, or you're going to end up with a paint job that's going to look horrible, or it just won't last very long. Over this summer, I got a crash course in radiator painting when I repainted 10 radiators at my church. And I came up with 4 tips that I thought I'd pass along in case you have to paint or repaint a radiator for yourself. Tip number 1, don't plan to do this job in the winter when the radiators are on. The paint needs to cure properly, and it can't do that if the radiators are hot to begin with. So it's best to plan this on a warm spring or fall day when you can open all the windows and have a fan blowing out and getting some good ventilation. Tip number 2, use a paint that's rated for high heat. Generally, a radiator isn't going to get above 200 degrees, but the higher the rating the paint, the less you're going to need to worry about it. It can be a brush on or it can be a spray. The one I use and recommend is StoveBrite spray paint. It comes in all kinds of colors. StoveBrite did not sponsor this video, and all the paint that I used on this project was paid for. This paint is rated for 1200 degrees. By the way, aluminum melts at 1200 degrees. And a sparkler on the 4th of July, the center of that, that's 1200 degrees. So this paint surely can handle the heat that comes off of your radiators. Now this paint does dry quickly to the touch, but it doesn't fully cure until you turn the radiators on, and then the heat is going to cause the paint to cure and harden fully. Tip number 3. Clean and prepare the radiators. And while you're doing this, you should wear a dust mask, but not just a regular mask. It's better if you get one like this, a respirator, especially if there's paint already on the radiators. It might contain lead. If it doesn't have paint, you could probably get away with an N95, but I would definitely avoid one of these hospital jobs. Scrape off all the old loose paint. You're never going to remove 100% of that old paint, so just do the best you can. Wash off all the dirt, the grease, the grime, using a good cleaner or degreaser. If the radiators have rust on them, you're going to want to treat that rust using a product like Osfo or Clean Strip Metal Prep. Finally, clean one last time using some acetone on a rag. Acetone is a really good cleaner. It evaporates quickly, and you're going to be surprised how much dirt comes off with the acetone after you already thought you cleaned. Tip number 4. Follow the paint instructions very carefully. On the StoveBrite, it says that I need to apply 3 light coats, waiting 10 minutes in between. Don't forget to use a good respirator, not a dust mask. This stuff has so many chemicals in it, you need a chemistry degree just to be able to read it. I'm also using this trigger adapter on the top. You're going to be surprised how quickly your finger gets tired if you've got a lot of spraying to do. When the job is done and you follow these 4 simple but very important steps, you're going to have a result that looks great and it's going to last a long time. Oh, now I know there's some experienced painters out there, or maybe just some know-it-alls, who are banging their keyboards right now, typing in the comment section telling me that I did a bad job because I should have removed all of the old paint, stripped it completely down to the cast iron. And to that I would say, you're partially correct. Now, in a perfect world, it is best to strip off all of the paint. But in this case, chemicals weren't effective or practical. The old paint has been baking on for over 30 years. And do you realize how much it would cost to remove those radiators, strip the paint, reinstall them? 10 very large radiators. Now, I have a guess how much it would cost, and even on the low side, the church just couldn't afford it. So repainting them in place is the next best thing. And if a little paint does chip off over the next couple of years, have on hand some extra touch-up paint just in case. One last thought. When I ordered this paint, I told them how many radiators I was painting and the size of each. They told me I would need about 16 cans. Turns out, I needed almost twice that many. And these things weren't cheap. With shipping, they were about 20 bucks a piece. But then, I'd rather pay once for the best paint I can find and never have to worry about doing this job again. I'm Tom. This is Alley Picked, and thanks for watching.